So this is a pretty simple app. Basically, the idea was to take one of the Amazon Dash buttons, you press the button, it calls 911, and it sends a text to people that you've designated as your emergency contact people. So the UX is pretty simple. There's really not much interaction between the user and the device. All it really is setup. One of the ideas we had in mind is just have bright buttons do a standard sort of red and white medical looking thing, and have it just be as simple as possible so anybody can set it up. We take down some vitals, medical information that will get sent to 911 through Twilio, and then we also take down some contact information, which looks a little bit weird now. I don't know what happened. But if you want to talk about the Twilio part.
Yes. To test this out, can we have a number, Joaquin?
Yeah. Are we going to test this out at the camera?
Yes. Sorry, we're going to go 100 messages.
Let me get mine.
Oh, just a...
Is that how you spell your last name?
Well, I'm already getting the notifications.
What's your name? What's your number?
201?
Writing it down.
Oh, 877?
277?
877.
Uh-huh.
8960?
No, what's your social security?
Yes.
What's your dog's name? Your mom.
So how we do this is by, because we use Twilio to create some functions in Twilio using JavaScript in the database, of course. And then we go to Lambda to create all this good stuff happening. We link those two together using iOS Lambda and iOS AWS. What that is Amazon, a web service app that allows you to send messages using Twilio. And you want to talk about the database for a minute?
Let's do the button.
Okay, let's do the button. So, do I have the button?
Has the button.
Where's my phone? Okay. So we press this button and we should get
My phone might not get it. My phone is.
whoever's in the database, we get the message.
Oh!
Somebody should get it. Got it?
Yeah.
Whoa!
So those 5 contacts should be your
What's
immediate
the?
contacts.
Show us the button. We want to see the button.
The button. That's the dash button. I don't know if you have it, if you guys ever saw it. You can get it from Tide or whatever. We just active, so we can do this function.
This is still in development. As you can see, it is a pretty simple concept, but there is some sticky points. For instance, we're taking down people's medical information, which has to be stored very, very, very securely. So one of the things I'm excited about, the security engineer at a friend of mine has taken some interest, and she's going to coach me through how to set up the databases more securely. But one of the things we're doing is we have separated information as much as possible. We're using Sequelize as the ORM to help prevent against injection attacks. Another thing we're looking forward to is accessibility. It's an emergency response app, so this is probably primarily going to be used by people who might need to call 911 right away. So some users I thought of in mind is my 87-year-old grandmother and my mom, who's a home health aide. And what my grandmother would need is for it to work with a screen reader. So right now it does not work terribly well with a screen reader. It's a little bit awkward. By the way, that's something you can test easily with Chrome Box. It's free if you ever want to check accessibility yourself for your own projects. And another thing we're looking forward to doing in the future is possibly collaborating with emergency services to see about getting some of that medical information to 911. Right now, it's possible to make the call, but some of the issues, the details are very complicated with that. So we would need to work with them to make that possible.
Yes, actually, AWS has this app where it allows you to make calls using Twilio, but you need certain keys, and 911 doesn't have those keys yet. We will have to find out how to implement that technology into making that call, and for the caller, the emergency caller, to see the vitals of the person. But it will be implemented in the future.
One interesting thing that we did discover while working on this is that 911 has a testing number. I think it's 933. I don't remember exactly off the top of my head, but they are obviously looking towards people building things and working with them since they have that available.
Yes, so that's DashSOS, and hopefully we don't have to use it too often.
Cool.
Any questions or comments?
How secure is the setup process? Like if you plug it in, can I set it up remotely?
Yes. I mean, you have to use Wi-Fi, and Lambda has this, it's called the event handler, and then you have to put all that keys and IDs into this event handler where everything is secured through the web, the Amazon Web Service. So it's pretty secure.
Have you thought about integrating it with a SIP client, so when we actually did dial 911, it would do the stuff automatically?
Yes, we'll be working on that, right? Yes.
And it's on GitHub. If you have really good ideas and you want to work on the project, we're definitely open to that too.
Yes.
Submit a pull request.
Did you have a question, Jeff?
Yeah, so what's next for DashSOS?
It's next. Well, 911 calls, security. We definitely want to see if we can get this out and let people know about this, so get people to use it.
I think I saw Daniel.
Yeah, I know traditional 911, not yet, but what about E911? Is it compatible with that system?
What?
911.
That's looking forward to in the future.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'll get help with the.
I'll do a pull request.
It's like help me out with that.
Would you consider using the Twilio service of text-to-speech to use that?
Text-to-speech. It's a little bit hard with just the button, but you mean for the setup process?
No, I mean for the call. If you have all this data, you can just use like robots.
Yeah, that's definitely something we've researched, but right now it's me and Fausto working on it in our copious free time.
Also, the how Lambda gets the function, we had to go around it and zip the whole file, the whole app file, and dump it into Lambda. And that's how it recognizes the pushes. Because otherwise, there's no connection directly for us to accomplish this by hacking this button through any other way for now.
Do you consider using other thing than the Amazon dashboard? For example, a chip like 8266 or something like that is cheap, but it's more like.
Yeah.
Actually,
Sorry, go ahead. Actually, you're the
actually,
guy.
there's a way that you can do this by using the Raspberry Pi and a button, and you program the Raspberry Pi to do this, to execute this code, and it will be easier.
Yeah, but they're like a cheaper solution than a Raspberry Pi. For example, the 8266 chip. You can program it like an Arduino.
This is good. I'm glad you're bringing this up because what this really is this started as a class project with the boot camp, right? And so it started with the fact that Nate had an Amazon Dash button.
Right.
And so the idea grew from there. And it's exciting because it was just something we were doing for school as a group. And it's really grown out of that. And we're now starting to get more people involved. So to me, it's exciting in the sense that, you know, you can start with something that's basically just homework and like actually build it out into a larger concept.
Yes, we actually started from, let's push the button and get some beer. To,
Yeah.
let's push that button and get
Help.
contact calls.
Yeah. Awesome. Let's.
I've never used a dash button before, but could you program to detect like multiple like quick presses, like will detect if it's like 2 pushes or?
Yes, yes, definitely.
Yes, it has 3 presses. A quick press, 2-second press, twice, and then a 5-second press.
From a UX perspective, I actually think that's a drawback that would make me want to switch to a more simple button, as you had suggested. You don't want a user to have to figure out what kind of button press to do if they're in an emergency situation. Yeah.
We're not actually using the phone button on iOS or Android, like if you just did it that way.
I mean, just having it as a mobile app.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think going forward, one of the problems with the dash button also is that it cannot be moved around. It has to be connected to Wi-Fi at a certain spot. It doesn't really play with hotspot Wi-Fi.
So, but I almost see that as a feature. Like I almost see this at a bank, like underneath the checker, or at a bar or a convenience store, and it's like an emergency button that's stationary, like
Yes.
intentionally stationary.
Yes. Also, the future will be for kids, if they're lost, if they have this button, if we can connect it via GPS, just like a GPS, just like your phone, if you press that button, the kid will be found. That would be just awesome.
All right, last
So
question.
is there an Alexa skill set for this or not?
No, it's not an Alexa app.
No, I mean, I know it's not, but I'm saying, I assume there, I'm just doing a quick check here. Are there, and it could easily be that as well, just
Probably
the
yes.
input, right, yeah.
Probably yes.
Yep, absolutely.
Even the echo.
All right, awesome. Let's give it up.
All right, next up is Why Tech Needs You, Careers After Boot Camps with Avielle Wolf. I actually have a bio for her.
Woo! Let's give it up for the fancy bio.
She is fancy. So Avielle is a developer at ThoughtBot, a web and mobile consulting company. As a tech and product consultant, she's worked with companies like Groupon, Shutterstock, and Merrick to improve their code, process, and company culture. She's passionate about writing clean code, building inclusive spaces,